I know, you really want to get back to that awesome podcast you were just listening to, but this awesome podcast has given me a quick time slot to pitch you my awesome podcast, Black Flare. We are a tabletop RPG actual play podcast using the Delta Green gaming system. It's like we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, but in place of fantasy, it's more akin to the X-Files or True Detective. If you like audio dramas, suspense, and a bit of horror, I think you should give Black Flare a listen. Thanks for sticking through my pitch. Happy listening.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome, my friends. Welcome, my friends, to another episode.
Why are we doing this voice?
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to switch it up. You know?
Okay.
It's episode 71, you know?
Oh, my God.
Of the Rewind Rewatch podcast. My name is Joel.
And I'm Andrene.
And we have been doing this for 71 episodes.
Apparently.
So, sometimes you just got to switch it up.
Okay.
And tell the good folks at home or in their cars or wherever they are, or not paying attention in class. What do we do here on the Rewind Rewatch podcast?
So what we do here is we rewatch. It's in the title. We watch 90s movies, and we're basically trying to consider them based on today's standards. So we look at the themes, the plots. We'll talk about who's in the film. I'll give some interesting facts along the way. And then at the end of the episode, we will give the movie a rewind rating between 1 and 5. 1 meaning the movie absolutely sucks in our opinion. It has no replay value. We never want to watch it again.
For us, anyway. It's
our opinion. Yeah.
To be clear,
it's our opinion. It's our opinion.
Because we've had plenty of disagreements in the past, and we'll continue to have them in the future.
In the past, Belly.
Oh right, yeah, that was what two episodes ago.
Yeah, so. Belly people are in our DMs.
Belly people.
Belly people are in our DMs hitting us up and saying agree or disagree, but I'm still a fan of the show. I'm like, well, I'm happy to hear that you're still listening.
As long as they're still listening, as long as you're still entertained by our babbling, then it's fair to disagree.
Oh man.
But at the end of the episode, like she said, we will give a rating from 1 to 5 rewinds based on, if we want to rewind and rewatch. So today we're going to do a children's film, which is, I guess we could talk about that.
Okay.
But it's an animated film, 1995's Toy Story.
I mean, this is the animated film.
Ooh,
Say more. It's the animated film. Well, I feel like once I start talking, I'm going to get into a little bit too much. So let's talk about the year. It came out in 95.
Yep.
It's an hour and 21 minutes.
Smack dab in the middle of the 90s.
And it was requested by Jeremy.
Shout out to Jeremy.
Okay, so the reason why I said I wanted to pause before getting into it is this movie is the first completely computer animated feature film ever.
Right.
So it's like you think about Pixar and Toy Story, like it has a completely different feel to it than any other cartoon we've ever seen up until this point.
That's right.
So growing up watching Disney films and even like Ferngully, like we discussed before, that was not a Disney film. They all kind of look very similar. But Toy Story, when this came out, it was like, wait, what are we looking at?
It was revolutionary.
Like, what is this movie? I mean, it was fantastic. And I want to give a shout out here to the director, John Lasseter. He directed and also wrote parts of Toy Story. This guy, just to give you an idea of what he's done all the Toy Stories, so 1 through 4, A Bug's Life, Cars 1, 2, and 3, and then he also executive produced Monsters, Inc., Monsters University, Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, The Incredibles, Ratatouille, Up, Brave, Tangled, Frozen, Inside Out, Moana, Coco, Zootopia. It's like, come on, bro.
You would have been better off naming the animated films that he wasn't involved in, because that sounds like you named all of them.
I mean, he's a beast.
I don't know if you left any of them out.
He's a beast.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about just the way that it looked and felt. So I'm born 86, so this movie comes out when I'm either 8 or 9. And I remember this kind of time towards the middle to the late 90s where the idea of like computer animation, computer graphics, the internet, like just the way that tech was becoming a more normal part of pop culture. And this was, like you said, like the first movie that just wasn't a typical drawn cartoon,
right?
Like Aladdin or Beauty and the Beast or the movies that came before it. And I'm also thinking about that time because this is also around the same time when the first 3D video games came out. Because I feel like, and I didn't look this up. I'd have to fact check this. You could fact check me.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure PlayStation, the first PlayStation came out in like 96 or 97.
94 in Japan.
Okay.
So I'm trying to see when it was released in the United States.
And then there was also like
95 in the United States.
All right, so the same year. PlayStation comes out, and then also like an N64 was around the same time. And that was like a huge deal, especially for us being 10-year-olds. Just like, yo, like the video games are going to be in 3D. Like this was, it made no sense. And I remember the first few games that came out on the PlayStation was like, the Crash Bandicoot came.
Man.
Parappa the Rapper. And then that Twisted Metal game where like all those, it was basically like a fighting game with cars. I don't know. I don't really understand.
I didn't play that. Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like looking at those games now, the graphics look terrible compared to like what the PlayStation 5 looks like or, you know, all these other video games that have come since then. But compared to 2D, it was just like, yo, like, there's 3-dimensional shapes on my television. It does, and I can control them.
It was wild.
It was insane.
Absolutely wild.
So before we get into it, this was my pick. So you will be giving us your 1-sentence summary of Toy Story.
Okay. So in 1 sentence, how would I summarize Toy Story? A boy's childhood toys can move and talk and think. No, I want to start over.
I was about to say, where is this going? Because you are not summarizing this movie.
I'm going to start over.
I've never seen Toy Story before. Tell me in 1 sentence what this movie's about.
A boy's toys learn to accept a child's newly favorite toy.
Okay. So at the beginning of this movie, we basically see that Andy's toys can move, and they basically have like their own little community in his bedroom, but only when he's not around. When they're around, you know, when the humans are around, then they're, you know, regular toys, inanimate objects. And as soon as Andy walks out, then they can kind of move and talk on their own. And they have this kind of ecosystem in his bedroom where Woody, voiced by Tom Hanks, is the favorite toy. He's like this little cowboy toy. And as the favorite toy, he's also kind of the leader of the group. And then there's a bunch of other toys there that we'll talk about. And so this kind of reminds me of, you know, as a newer movie like The Secret Life of Pets. Where it's like, you know, humans are around, they're just regular animals. And then once the humans go away, then they can kind of like have these adventures and they leave the house, but they always come back before the owner gets back. And there's other examples of this that I can't think about right now. But this concept of like the things that you work with, that you have in your everyday life as a human can be completely different when you're not in the room.
Brave Little Toaster.
Yes, that's a great example, and that's even older than this movie. So yeah, so we've seen some versions of this before. And so Woody, let's start there. How do you take this character? Because like I said, he's kind of like the leader of the bedroom. Yeah.
So he's supposed to be like the good guy. He's like the toy that everyone looks up to. Whatever Woody says is pretty much gospel as far as these toys are concerned. There are a couple of toys that aren't really, you know, buying into everything that he says. Like the piggy bank is one of them. And Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato Head is a big skeptic.
Is like, I'm not sure if I'm buying this. But yeah, Woody is, you know, he's attractive because Bo Peep cannot keep her staff off of him.
What do you say I get someone else to watch the sheep tonight?
Hell yeah.
Remember, I'm just a couple of blocks away.
Her staff was in full mast the whole movie, man.
I mean, it was really a lot. And it made me think, like, I know that, like...
It's a horny little shepherd.
Well, not just that. It's like the fact that this is the 90s is when this came out. And back then, I think people were very much in the school of certain toys are for boys and certain toys are for girls. And I was like, how did Little Bo Peep end up being one of Andy's toys to begin with?
I was thinking about that, too.
Me.
I was thinking about that, too. Which, you know, not to, like, make, you know, gender-specific toys. Because, you know, boys can have whatever toys they want.
Yeah.
But like you said, in the 90s, I feel like things were a lot more bifurcated in terms of like boys have to have on blue and girls have to wear pink and you know da. So yeah, it seems like he really only has her toy. At the beginning, we see him playing with his toys. And Bo Peep is the damsel in distress, basically.
That's right.
So the bad guy comes and steals her sheep, and she needs help, and Woody comes and saves the day. And so Woody's like the hero, and you kind of get the sense that he really only owns this toy to be like the olive oil to Woody's Popeye. Like he doesn't play with the toys for any other purpose.
So this does fit in with the 90s.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so Woody's like, you know, the big man on campus pretty much. And he's the one who even like sends out the little toy soldiers to go out and figure out what are the new presents that Andy's getting for his birthday. Everybody follows his command. And we're led to believe he's a good guy. He's always saving the day, at least the way Andy plays with him. And so from the start of the movie, we're pretty much kind of on Woody's side, and we're like, yo, what's this new toy coming in? Like, and then, you know.
So I notice you keep hedging this concept of Woody being a good guy, which is making me curious of how do you actually feel about this character?
Because once Buzz shows up,
yeah,
like Woody is in his feelings.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, wait, he has like lasers, he has wings, he can fly. And Buzz does this demonstration where he's not actually flying, but he kind of falls with grace. Where he's able to like...
falling with style.
Yeah, he like bounces down a bouncy ball and goes up. Then his wing gets stuck in like the ceiling fan. He gets thrown around and he lands. But the toys are all looking like, I mean, he jumped off the bed and didn't fall. Like, he can fly.
Yeah.
And Woody is getting very jealous because for all of his life, in that room, at least, he's been the number one toy. And now...
He's BMOC.
Yeah, times are changing, and he looks around. The sheets are now Buzz Lightyear sheets. There's Buzz Lightyear posters, and Woody is being placed in the chest with the other dolls.
No, he has been fully and wholly replaced.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go back to the thing that you were talking about with that birthday party, because I think... You know, when they send the toy soldiers out to do a recon, I love that scene.
Yeah, that was
just
great.
So smart the way that they use the toy soldiers, and they kind of like have a guy that gets like injured in action and like, go on without me, I'll be fine. He gets like accidentally stepped on by the mom as she's trying to walk through the room. But this whole concept of them going out to see, is he gonna get other toys? Initially, like it sets up from the onset like this concept of them having this fear of being replaced.
Yeah.
And I think this larger concept of like being able to kind of fulfill your purpose as a toy, which I think carries on throughout the course of the movie. Because it's Woody. Woody's the leader. Woody gets jealous of Buzz. But he... in theory, kind of has the most to lose as like the head honcho. All of them are worried about what toys are coming. And you could presume that all of them, from the Slinky Dog to the Mr. Potato Head to the little the dinosaur.
Oh, Rex.
Yeah, it's like maybe they've all kind of seen their day in the sun get replaced by somebody. And so it's like the more toys that this guy gets, the less attention we're gonna see. And so they're all worried about this. And I think that's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. It was an interesting concept that I don't think I'd never really thought about before. But this whole idea of like being able to serve your purpose, like that's kind of like driving this whole movie because they're worried from the beginning. It's very much like a bunch of people in an office and they're worried about being downsized. Like it's the same thing though.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yes, I get all of that, but Woody is kind of devious. And Woody's kind of devious because he starts getting enough. He gets to a point where he's just like, all right, Buzz got to get out of here because like this guy, everybody loves him and I'm now officially being replaced. Buzz has now gotten Andy's name written on the bottom of his shoe. And that's when Woody's like, yeah, this is not cool. So he plans to kind of use a car, like a toy car, like a remote.
The remote control, like the RC car.
And he's like trying to control it. So I think he was trying to knock Buzz like in the space between the wall and like the dresser.
He 100% was, yeah.
And he's trying to knock him in there so he could fall down. I guess people will be like, where's Buzz? And it's like, bro, I don't know. But something ends up being messed up. And then he ends up falling out the window. And now he's out the window and it's like, oh. But he didn't want to tell anybody what happened.
Nah,
but the car is like...
Because it's going to look like, yo, I tried to murder Buzz.
He tried to break his leg at least. I mean, pushing him. Think about a toy falling from the top of a dresser in between the cracks down to the floor. He would have hurt something.
He's made out of hard plastic. He would have been fine. I mean, his arm gets pulled off later in the movie. He's fine.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, all right. So you talked about Woody. Let me talk a little bit about our friend Buzz.
Tim Allen? Oh, God. I hate when you do that.
This concept of a toy that doesn't know that he's a toy is absolutely genius. I love it so much. And it's funny because when he shows up, he's going through all of these, like he's speaking as if he's arrived in some strange planet as a, space adventurer. Yeah. And who just got out of his spaceship and he's going through the whole thing like he's really in character. And they're like, bro, like, you're a toy. The other toys are kind of indulging him, so it makes Woody seem like more of a hater. But he's really just the only one that's telling him like, yo, we're all just toys. Like, you're a toy. You're not like an actual like space invader. And he's like, oh yeah, I am. I can fly. Like, yo, my lasers are mad. Mm-hmm. I'm mad, whatever. They're so dangerous. He's like, it's just a blinking red light, bro. Like, you don't have one. And I think that makes Woody even more jealous because it's like, yo, this guy's taking my spot, but also he's delusional and he's kind of an idiot. So it's like, yo, it's one thing to be replaced by a newer, cooler toy, but it's also the fact that he's not only losing his spot as Andy's number one, but he's also losing his spot as like the head honcho of the toys. Because all the other toys are like gravitating towards Buzz. Yeah. Buzz is mad cool. He's showing them how to work out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
He's doing the troll's hair. Like, he's like doing this whole thing where they're all just like, yo, Buzz is mad cool. Like, he's the man.
And for a little bit, Bo Peep was kind of trying to holler at him.
Yeah, Bo Peep is, come on, bro. Like, Bo Peep. Like, what can you say? Like, what can you say about Bo Peep? Because it's like, bro, did you even really like Woody or did you just like the status? She's kind of a clout chaser, bro. I wasn't feeling Bo Peep. She was kind of a little bit of a freak joint, man. I don't know. I don't know what she was up to. I'm like, what are you really on here? But yeah, it's like you kind of see this interplay between the two of them because on the one hand, you're like, yo, Woody's kind of being a jealous Jerry. He's being kind of like a hater, but at the other hand, you're like, but Woody is also kind of an idiot, and he actually does. I mean, Buzz is kind of an idiot and doesn't really know what's going on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's like they're both kind of right and kind of wrong, and he still thinks like, oh, I just have to like fix my spaceship and then I'll be on my way. It's like, bro, you're not going anywhere. You're a toy now. You don't realize this. So that was fun, like seeing that little interplay. But I don't know, like, did you feel like you had to like pick a side between the two of them, or?
So when Woody knocks him out the window accidentally, of course I'm like, come on, Woody, like this is a lot. But then Woody, did he jump out the window after him, or did he get pushed out? I don't remember how he ended up outside the window. Oh no, didn't he? No, I'm fast forwarding a little bit. I'm not sure how he ended up outside, but he does at some point. And he's able to figure out that Andy and his mom are going to this really cool looking place. It's to get pizza, but it's also like an arcade place.
Pizza Planet.
But they had all these cool like spaceships, like the soda machines had like weird alien type faucets, and it just looked really cool. Like if I was a kid, I would definitely want to come to this spot to get pizza for sure.
Bro, I want to go to Pizza Planet right now. Like if I was a kid. It looks like it's like an arcade,
but much cooler.
But it kind of has this like futuristic spaceman and aliens theme, and they have pizza.
Yeah.
So like,
what else do you need?
Yeah, what else do you actually need?
So they're there, and the whole time they're there, at one point, I started to get really annoyed with Buzz because Woody is able to time it perfectly. They could actually jump into Andy's little sister's like baby stroller, and then they could just follow them, like ride it into the car. And he turns around like, all right, Buzz, let's get ready to jump. And Buzz is gone, thinking that he has to get onto this spaceship to go back home. And it's like, come on, man. Like, so now I'm starting to get annoyed because it's like, like at the beginning, like, yes, Woody may have been jealous, but at least Woody knows what's going on. Like, Woody understands what time it is, and you do not. And he was making it very hard for him to get back to where they need to be. And because of him and how annoying he was being, they end up at Sid's house. And being at Sid's is the absolute worst place you could be as a toy, or actually even as a child. I don't think I'd want to be a child at Sid's house either.
No.
Because his poor little sister.
Nah, Sid's room is a horror movie. Before we talk about Sid, because I have plenty to say about this lunatic, I think from my perspective, like you talk about how Woody is still in La La Land. I mean, I keep mixing them up. Buzz is still in La La Land and thinks that he's actually like an astronaut or whatever. And because of that, they end up not like getting back to the house where they're supposed to be going to. And they're like basically like lost toys. Like they're just outside, like trying to figure out like, how do I get home? But I like Woody's definitely being a hater, and Woody's definitely jealous of Buzz. Mm-hmm. But I found myself siding with him more because Buzz's delusion was just bothering me so much. I'm just like, bro, like, get a grip. And I also wonder, I guess, like, what that would have looked like for them. Like, did they always know they were toys, or did they also have to, like, come to some sort of reality after they got out of their original packaging?
I don't know. I almost thought that because Buzz is so high tech, like the more high tech you make a toy, the more delusional they would be, because they have this big backstory. Whereas if I'm just going to a store and picking up like this, sheriff cowboy, okay, he's just a sheriff cowboy. Like, I don't know if there's that much of a backstory. Mr. Potato Head for sure. Like, you're just a potato with holes on your body that I could put ears and lips on.
I am a potato and I am also a head.
So it's like, there's not much of a backstory. So like, you just know that's what you are. But it's like, basically his entire backstory was what they placed on the back of his box.
Right.
So, where are you from? Singapore? Hong Kong?
Well, no. Actually, I'm stationed up in the Gamma Quadrant of Sector 4. As a member of the elite Universe Protection Unit of the Space Ranger Corps, I protect the galaxy from the threat of invasion from the evil Emperor Zurg, sworn enemy of the Galactic Alliance.
Oh, really? I'm from Play School.
And so I think when you start creating all these stories for toys, it becomes harder for that toy to realize that they're just a toy. That's how I saw it, at least.
But yeah, he pissed you off in the Pizza Planet. He was pissing me off the whole movie. I'm just like, I'm so over this guy. So yeah, I was kind of rooting for the hater. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, that's all good.
So Sid. Psycho Sid.
So the very first thing that I thought about when I first show Sid is the toys are all safely in Andy's room. They're looking out the window, and we're seeing Sid strapping dynamite, apparently, or fireworks to a toy, and it explodes. And I'm thinking, where are his parents? Because in the scene where Buzz and Woody are actually in Sid's room, we see a part where basically his mom is like, Sid, there's a package for you. And he's like, cool, thanks, Mom. He runs into his room, closes the door so she can't see whatever he ordered. So I'm like, did he just use your credit card and just go on to like fireworks.com or and just buy all these things? And then it's like the parents have no idea, but they have to because he's in their backyard blowing things up.
Did you catch the name of the company that he bought the fireworks from? It was Ill Eagle Fireworks. Like ILL, but then Eagle. I thought that was a nice touch.
So like, yeah, the parents were not.
Yeah, he's just doing whatever. Like his parents don't seem to really be paying him any attention. Not to mention, he's got a vice on like a tool bench in his bedroom.
Yeah.
So he's like doing like these I don't know, construction projects. His bed frame is wired with barbed wire. I'm just like,
yeah, I don't understand.
Who's in charge here? Like,
I don't understand.
This is an 11-year-old boy. Why does he have like all of these weapons and tools? He has an entire tool kit that he uses to like deconstruct dolls. Like he's a real sick puppy, this kid. But it doesn't seem like his parents are paying him any attention. His dad is just like snoozing in his lazy boy. Mom walks past them, but like he's also terrorizing his little sister, stealing her dolls and ripping their heads off. And so, yeah, it seems like he just kind of has carte blanche to do whatever he wants.
Yeah. Real fast, speaking about parents, I realized I don't think Andy has a father.
No, because even when they're moving, it's just him and his mom and his baby sister.
That's true Disney fashion.
Right, yeah. Who has a dad in these movies? But only kids like Sid have dads. What a psycho. The good guys don't have dads.
Yeah, so when they go over there, I actually really liked the scenes at Sid's house. Like when the toys go over there, because you're seeing all these creepy looking toys come out. They all have the wrong heads for their bodies because Sid has removed them all and placed a different head on top of them. So them coming out of the woodworks and just like going to approach them, I was just like, this is kind of giving like a horror element to it. And it was reminding me of way, way, way back when I was younger and I used to watch Twilight Zone with Dad when I was younger. Talking Tina was like the very first talking doll that I saw. It was not Chucky. It was Talking Tina.
My name is Talking Tina, and I'm going to kill you.
And it reminded me of that vibe of like having something that you would appear would be so innocent, but in reality, it's like, no, this doll's actually out to kill you.
Now that episode's crazy. Yeah. I've seen that episode a number of times.
Good.
I'm Tina, and I'm gonna kill you, or something like that.
It's so good.
Nah, that just crazy. Yeah. So Sid's room is, like I said, it's an actual horror movie. Like it's just like, if you stay here, you are going to either die or be dismembered or...
Yeah.
The other thing that I noticed is the toys in Sid's room, many of them have heads, but none of them seem to have the ability to talk. They can listen.
Oh, yeah.
They were able to strategize a plan to get back at Sid and to escape, his prison. But none of them communicate with Woody or Buzz. So I was like, that's interesting. There's a skateboard with a man's head on it. There is the baby doll that's gotten all of its hair ripped out. That's on some sort of animatronic spider legs. Yeah. Like, there's a duck that's on top of a Pez dispenser. Like, there are a lot of toys with heads and mouths. that are able to like understand, and they're able to fix Buzz's broken arm. But they don't seem to have the ability to speak any longer.
I guess their voice boxes all got destroyed when their heads got chopped off.
They've been traumatized to the point that they've all just become mutes.
Oh, I don't like that.
No, it's terrifying.
That's very sad. That's very sad.
It's terrifying.
Oh.
So as this is all happening, there's this subplot of the other toys in Andy's room think that Woody not only knocked Buzz out of the window on purpose, but that he's like murdered Buzz, and he's like basically lying to them, and he's just trying to get back in the house. And he's like, yo, he was so jealous that he basically killed Buzz, and now he's trying to get us to believe that he's still a good guy. Like, nah, Woody, we're not rocking with you anymore.
And they weren't at all, because if you remember, at one point, they have an Etch-a-Sketch, which I absolutely love that thing. And it
one of your favorite phrases.
Well, yes. And the piggy bank draws like a noose. And looks at Woody like, this is going to be you. And I was like, this is kind of dark for a G rating.
The gallows.
Yeah, this is a little bit dark for a G rated movie, but okay. So they don't want to see him back there at all.
Straight to the gallows, my boy.
Yeah. And so he's at the window, and Woody is trying to tell them that, like, oh, I have Buzz over here. Like, it's fine. We're going to try to head back together. And so he has Buzz's arm by the side of the window, and he's like shaking it like, yeah. You're like, wait, Buzz is over there. And then, of course, he forgets that he's holding his arm and moves the entire arm into the frame, and they see the arm is not attached to Buzz's body.
Well, he tried to get Buzz to come to the window, but Buzz was all drunk off tea. So,
well, no, he was sad because he realized that he was actually a toy. Because at Sid's house, the cartoon was on, and it showed like Buzz Lightyear, and that's when he realized that, like, I'm not real. And I feel like he was sad.
Yeah, that's true. But remember, I was making a joke about him being drunk, because I feel like that was like after he sees on the TV screen that he's not real, and like, oh, Woody was telling me the truth. I am just a toy. He starts to have like this existential crisis of like, who am I? Like, what is my worth? At this point, Sid's little sister finds Buzz and places him within her tea party.
I forgot about that, yeah.
So she's feeding them tea, and then when Woody finds him, he's basically like drunk.
Yeah.
So he's like slurring his words and like all this stuff.
All right, you've had enough of this tea.
Like, you gotta go easy on the tea. He's like, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm not Buzz. I'm Mrs. Nesbitt. And he's got like a hat on and a little apron. So yeah, he's depressed and drunk, which is why he won't come to the window.
Okay. Well.
And so they're like, yo, you just have Buzz's arm? Like, what did you do with Buzz?
I mean, at this point,
and it's like, bro,
you can't believe
if
Woody.
you can't get him to come to the window, like,
don't do it. Just don't do it.
It's a wrap, bro. Woody's not going about this the right way. But all these toys in Sid's room, which initially they're thinking like these are cannibal toys, they're gonna try to eat us alive. They are actually very nice toys. They've gone through the ringer. Yeah. So not only do they fix Buzz's broken arm, but they also create an escape plan so that they could get out, and also to inflict some get back on Sid.
They had to.
Sid also has a dog named Scud, and I feel like Scud was also evil.
He was, because they had to like trick Scud in order to get outside. They had
like every time they opened the door, Scud was like, "Oh, toys! Like I'm ready to rip somebody's head off." It's like, bro, like you're actually also crazy. You and Sid. Yes,
well, Sid probably made him that way. So.
Yeah, Sid is like extra turned up. Like literally sets an alarm that has like an arm sticking out of it.
Yeah, I mean,
he's like, "Yo, as soon as I wake up tomorrow, I'm blowing up Buzz." It's like, bro, this kid is very disturbed. He's definitely gonna grow up and be a murderer, like 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Like your entire day is you blowing up dolls. Like, this is a kid that is going nowhere fast.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's
Needs an intervention
There's
badly.
gasoline in his room with signs saying "I love explosives." There's a shooting target for some reason.
There's a shooting target.
And it's just like, clearly he has one of those parents who are just like, "Stay out of my room, mom and dad," and
He's
they
got
don't
two
ever.
of those parents.
Yeah, and they don't ever open the door.
He's got two.
That's what
That's
that
his
is.
problem.
Oh no, you're right. I forgot all about that.
This kid had a dad, for crying out loud. How could we trust him?
So
Did you notice that when they're trying to escape, and the toolbox falls on Woody, or is it Buzz?
it falls on someone? I do remember the scene.
So like
you're
a
talking
toolbox like is at the top of the shelf, and as they're trying to escape, it falls down and hits the other toy.
about. Yes.
So the toolbox has Binford tools on it. Do you recognize what that is?
Home Improvement.
Yes, that's from Home Improvement. Binford tools. Yo, I noticed. I'm like, oh my god, I never spotted that before.
Yeah, that's an Easter egg.
That is an Easter egg. Shout out to
Tim the Toolman
Tim
Taylor.
the Toolman Taylor, who plays Buzz in this movie. So they were trying to show him, give him a little shout. So after they finally have this escape plan, we basically have this scene that I like, that I'm basically calling the Night of the Living Dead toys, where all of these
I like it.
all of these toys that Sid has basically destroyed, they all like emerge from the sandbox,
I love that so much.
and they all just like crawl towards him. And of course, Sid, being a human, doesn't know that these toys can move on their own because they are following the toy code, which is to basically become inanimate whenever a human's in the room. But, Sid is a sicko, and so they're like, you know what, we're breaking the code.
Okay. Yeah, who cares?
We're breaking the code. We're going to scare the living hell out of this boy, and we're also going to save Buzz, because if we let him go through with this, Buzz is basically going to get shot thousands of feet into the air and then explode.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is a great plan. And I love this scene, too, because it's nice to see bad kids get scared.
Yes, absolutely. Even having like Woody use his toy voice and basically say things to Sid about like, your toys don't like being messed with and whatever. And then at the last moment, he turns around and looks at him and actually starts talking with his mouth moving.
Mm-hmm.
We toys can see everything.
So play nice.
And he has his head like spin around and do like a 360. I was just like, yeah, anybody would be
The
absolutely
Exorcist.
terrified. So yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, it's safe to assume that Sid is no longer going to terrorize toys. Sid is never going to play with toys again.
And now his sister can use her little dollies to scare her brother.
That's true.
He's like, nice doll. And she's like, you're afraid of my doll? And he absolutely was.
As he should be. Because he knows something you don't know, little girl. These dolls can talk and act on their own. So the last little glitch here now they've escaped Sid's room, but our main boy, Andy, is actually moving away.
Mm-hmm.
And he's packed up all of his things and all of his toys and gotten in the car. And all while he's doing this, he's like, yo, I can't find my Woody. I can't find my Buzz Lightyear.
Mm-hmm.
And the mom's just like, oh, you probably dropped them somewhere. They'll pop back up. But
No.
he didn't just drop them somewhere. They are lost. They are lost toys. And meanwhile, the rest of the toys think that Woody killed Buzz. So they're like, yeah, Woody, we're not rocking with you anymore. We're going to go on and live our lives without you. Buzz off. And so like there's this whole kind of, they have to figure out a way back into the moving truck. And
Yeah, it was a lot of that.
it was a lot of action to finally get back to they're able to convince the rest of the toys that Woody actually saved Buzz's life. And at the end, because they are basically trying to ride the RC car back to the moving truck which is wide open and nothing slides out.
Of course not.
Of course, that's the way physics work in cartoons. But their RC car runs out of battery. And the only thing that they have left is the rocket that's still strapped to Buzz's back.
They never took it off.
Because I'm like, bro, you escaped Buzz. Why didn't you take off the rocket that was strapped to his back?
They were just rushing to get back because they knew they didn't have a lot of time.
Which like ends up working in their favor. But I thought the thing that I don't think I ever realized this, and I've seen this movie a few times, but what we get at the end of the movie is kind of a callback to the entire film of Buzz thinking that he's like a real spaceman, Buzz trying to get back to his rocket ship, Buzz thinking that he can fly on his own, all of which is not true. He finds out. But at the end, he literally flies on a rocket ship.
He does.
And like that's literally what gets them back to Andy. And I don't think I realized the connection between those before, but I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like he actually can fly and he actually gets to ride a rocket ship. So that was dope. And then they land in the sunroof of the car, and they're able to fall conveniently next to Andy
into the box.
And he's like, "Wow, Mom, I found them.
They were there the whole time."
Oh wow!
And the mom's like, "See, I told you they were here, dummy."
Yeah, of course they were here the whole time, you idiot. Stop bothering about your stupid toys.
Oh man!
So I think one of the cool things about this Toy Story is all of the toys that we get to see.
I know.
And
I really love these.
obviously Disney went into partnership with a lot of toy companies to be able to feature them in this movie, like Mattel and, whoever else.
I mean, speaking of Mattel, like some of these lines that the toys had were just phenomenal. Like at one point, they're talking when Buzz first got there. He's telling them where he's from, what planet he's from. And people are saying, different things about what company they came from. One of the toys says, "I'm from Mattel." Well, not really from Mattel. I'm actually from a smaller company that was purchased in a leveraged buyout. It's like, bro, what are you even talking about?
No,
and that was Rex the dinosaur. He was giving me like the Cowardly Lion vibes from Wizard of Oz? Because it's like, bro, you are a T-Rex and you're so afraid. Like, you're so timid. And it's like, you're actually like one of the baddest dinosaurs to ever walk this earth. And for some reason,
But he's not a real dinosaur.
Yeah, but you're a dinosaur toy. You should, own up. But Buzz does help him, like, find his growl, his roar.
He finds his roar.
Eventually. Mr. Potato Head was absolutely hilarious. At one point, he's like, "I better shave," and then he just takes off his mustache.
Nah, Mr. Potato Head was the jokester of the group. He had all of the bars. Like, he had, like, all of the best lines throughout the movie. And Mr. Potato Head was voiced by the legendary comic Don Rickles. I was going to say he was voiced by John Ratzenberg, who is, he played Cliff on Cheers, but he actually voiced Ham, the piggy bank. So I had them a little mixed up. And then Rex, the dinosaur, was obviously voiced by Wallace Shawn.
Yeah, which for the Princess Bride.
That voice, you definitely
Very
cannot
distinct.
forget. Yeah.
Yeah, think about Mr. Potato Head. When I was a kid, I don't remember if I particularly liked playing with that toy.
Mr. Potato Head?
Because I felt like you could only do so much.
No.
Because I was not the kind of kid that liked to play around as far as like, I'm not going to stick the ears in the eye socket. Like people knew those kids who were like, be funny. It's like, oh, I'm going to stick his lips in his ear. Yeah. And I'm going to stick, like, that wasn't how I like to play.
They were Sid.
Not necessarily. But I like to play with things the way that they should be. So it's like, I'm going to make sure the eyes are where they go, the mouth is where it goes and all that. But once you put the pieces in, like, that's it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, I don't really get the point of this toy. I don't know. But they also did show Operation and Mousetrap in Andy's room.
They did have those on the bookshelf.
And Operation is probably where all millennials' anxiety stems from, playing that game, because I can still hear that like every time you tried to get a funny bone out, and then
that funny bone was funny indeed.
Man, that was the most nerve-wracking game I think we ever played growing up.
We had a lot of like nerve-wracking games. What was that other game where like it was like a I'm trying to think of how I could describe it. It's like a plastic board, and I feel like there were pieces almost like X's and O's.
Was it like memory or something?
Maybe.
Or concentration.
And then like the board would shake and then the pieces would pop up.
Yeah, you had to like fit all the pieces into its individual box before the timer ran out. And then when the timer ran out, the entire board would just kind of pop up.
Yeah.
And everything would explode on you.
Yeah, I can't remember what
I know
that
exactly
game
what you're
was
talking
called.
about because I can see it. And yeah, that timer would get you every time because you're rushing to get it done properly.
No, yeah, but then there's also just like Mousetrap and
The setup was so much.
yeah,
it
that
took
was
too
a
long
lot.
to even get started. I wasn't a big fan of that one.
There
Don't
was-
break the ice.
Don't break the ice. Oh, so this game that we were just talking about, it was called Perfection.
Perfection.
And it says, can you beat the clock before the pieces pop?
Oh gosh.
So basically you had all these different shapes. And so this is a game for kids to be able to like memorize the shapes, but you're on a timer. So you have to try to get all the little pieces into the correct shape before the timer buzzes. And if you don't get them all in, the pieces pop and it like basically explodes up into your face.
I remember. No, thank you.
Yeah, so I feel like all of these games were designed to give us anxiety, and they did a great job.
Good job.
Because we all have therapists now. So there you go. Shout out to Mattel and Hasbro. There's a Magic 8-Ball.
Yes. I saw
Fantastic.
that. Those things were great.
I don't know why those were so entertaining, but they were. They were just great.
Because the answers are always fun. It wasn't just a simple yes or no. Like they were like say little snide remarks to make it funny.
Not in this lifetime.
Right.
But it's also like, what question can I ask the Magic 8-Ball?
Right. It's like, will Jenny kiss me?
Yeah, will Jenny kiss me? Unsure. Shake again for the real response.
Right.
Oh man, I guess I gotta
Just
shake
sitting there
it
shaking all
again.
day.
Is Jenny gonna kiss me? Oh man. And then if the Magic 8-Ball said it, then
Then it had to happen.
of course,
You believed.
Of course, if it said,
believed it.
then Jenny like was good.
It couldn't lie.
Nah, that's crazy. So, what would you say is the theme of Toy Story?
So you actually already kind of listed one like very early on in the episode.
Okay.
But for me, I was thinking about the animals in Sid's room and how they were all like banding together to help out. And when we first see those toys, we're looking at them like they're probably predators. They're probably very dangerous and violent toys. Like, stay away from them. And they're backing away. But in reality, all they wanted to do was help, and they were just disfigured because of the stuff that was done to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt like a very small theme in this movie was basically learning to give others a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Because had they been afraid and just ran out of the room, well, Buzz would have had no arm. They never would have scared Sid, and they probably would have just ended up dying there.
That's true.
Eventually. Yeah. But because they gave them a chance and learned to like get past their initial reaction, they were able to, you know, of course, get their get back at Sid, get out of there, and then be able to move on with Andy and live, you know, a much longer life as two of Andy's favorite toys bang together.
Yeah. Don't judge a toy by its figure, I guess.
Yes.
So I think you said that I alluded to this earlier, but I feel like one of the driving forces of this movie was this idea of fulfilling your purpose. And I think that, yes, Woody is jealous of Buzz, but I think for him, it's more about losing his sense of purpose, right? Like, if I am the toy that Andy likes to play with, and now I'm just sitting in the toy chest all day while he runs around town with Buzz, as his new favorite toy, then like, what am I actually good for? And what purpose do I serve? And I'm no longer the leader of this group. So it's like, I'm kind of just like wasting away now. And even the scene when all the toys are nervous about what toys he's going to get for his new birthday. And then even like after Buzz finds out that he's not a real space invader, and he's just like, oh, like my entire sense of who I am is a lie. So actually, what am I good for? Which are like these are like really
it's deep,
grown up concepts to put in a children's movie, but that's kind of what the whole point of it is. Of course, as a kid, you're really just like, look, these toys are cool. Like, you're not really paying attention to any of that. But at the core of it, I do feel like this movie is about like still finding your purpose and, you know, like your self-identity and like your self-worth.
Gosh. And
the value of teamwork within that, right? Like, there was Buzz trying to do things on his own, and I'm just gonna go find this spaceship and I'm gonna get out of here and do this, and you know, Woody is kind of just wants to be the man and doesn't want to work with Buzz. And when they find themselves in a jam, the only way that they're able to get out of it and kind of go back to the lives that they want is by teamwork, working with each other, working with the toys in Sid's room, you know, all of that stuff that they're doing together. And even just like working with the RC car and working with, so it's like, yes, it is about like finding your purpose, but also using the people around you to help you like fulfill it.
Yeah. That was actually my second thing in the, babe, you got it. I basically had it worded the same way. You can defeat the odds by banding together, is what I had.
Banding together.
Yeah.
You got a friend in me.
So speaking of that song.
You got a friend in me.
So as you know, Disney animated films are known to be almost entirely musicals when you think about it. And so Lasseter didn't want a musical at all. Like, he wanted no songs in it. But Disney was like, but we're Disney and like, this is what we do. So like, we're going to need some music in here. So they came to a compromise by having Randy Newman sing all the songs in the movie.
Yes, he did.
Very distinct voice that he has.
There's a lot of Newman.
Allegedly, he wrote "You Got a Friend in Me" in one day.
Okay.
Which is pretty dope.
Yeah.
So you'd mentioned talking about how Disney had to get license from different toy companies to have their toys in the film. They really wanted to have Barbie in this film, but Mattel was like, no, you're doing too much. But then I guess after Toy Story's success for Toy Story 2, they changed their mind and was like, yeah, you can throw Barbie. You can throw Barbie.
We gonna let it go. But it's like, bro, you didn't trust Disney to have a successful movie?
I don't know. Maybe they just thought like Barbie is just, I mean, it's Barbie.
Yeah.
You know? So they were kind of like, I don't know, y'all are doing a little bit too much. But then they kind of...
I mean, I would argue that Disney's bigger than Barbie. So, I don't know. Call me crazy.
Crazy.
Thanks. Thank you.
So they decided to do that. So Toy Story apparently was a follow-up from a short film called Tin Toy. That film came out in 1988. It was also directed by Tom Lasseter because he's phenomenal. And that movie, Tin Toy, made history as well as the first computer-generated movie to win Best Animated Short Film at the Oscars. So he's just winning all types of awards. For his revolutionary animated films. Pixar was founded in 1986 and was soon bought by Steve Jobs. Disney didn't actually buy Pixar until 2006.
So this was a joint project. So they weren't under the same company yet.
Correct. And then this movie, I talked about it a little bit before as far as the Oscars.
Wait a second. Was the short film the little like bouncing book lamp?
No. So apparently in the original story, Tin Toy.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I believe that Woody wasn't actually the a good guy. Like initially he was a
according to you, he still isn't a good guy. So.
No, apparently he was like a ventriloquist doll or something.
Okay.
Like it was something completely different that they revamped to make it.
Because I feel like
I know what you're talking about.
I feel like the bouncing lamp that you see at the beginning, like whenever it's like a Pixar movie and they have like that title card and the little
That
lamp
is
is jumping up and
something.
down. I feel like that was like a Disney short that came out either before or around the same time of Toy Story. That was like the initial introduction to Pixar of like, oh, look at this tech.
Look at how amazing we are. Yeah.
I don't remember what that is, but I feel like I have like some vague memory of that being like the initial like, oh, look at this technology that we have to do this computer generated stuff before they made an entire like feature film out of it. But maybe I'm
yes,
just making
it's called Luxo Jr. Luxo. It's a 2-minute short film. It revolves around one larger and one smaller desk lamp.
Okay, all right. So I'm not making that up. And what year was that?
Let's see when this came out. 1986.
Luxo?
Luxo Jr.
They made that in 1986?
Luxo Jr. is a 1986 American animated short film produced and released by Pixar. Written and directed by John Lasseter.
Oh, okay. All right. Enough of this guy.
How many times can I say his name this episode? Yeah. So, yeah. Can you imagine 86? I don't even know what to say about that because that's a long time ago and that's pretty dang amazing.
Yeah.
That's what I can say about that. And of course, I think a lot of people know this fact, but Buzz Lightyear's name paid homage to the astronaut Buzz Aldrin. And that's kind of why they gave him that name. They thought about considering Jim Carrey, Bill Murray, Billy Crystal, all for the role of Buzz Lightyear. I don't know if I would like Jim Carrey as Buzz Lightyear.
In my head, I kind of thought Billy Crystal was in this movie. And I feel like I just assumed that one of the characters was him, but it wasn't.
Well, you know why you might have been thinking about that. Billy Crystal actually turned down the role, but then he ends up regretting it, and he later on played Mike in Monsters, Inc. So maybe you're thinking about that.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Because I think he definitely would have been good in this film.
Of course. I mean, he was good in Monsters, Inc.
Yeah.
Monsters, Inc. is a banger.
So that might have been why you kind of thought about his name. All right.
So there are 4 Toy Stories. Have you seen all 4?
I know I've seen at least the first 3. I recall one being like low-key a horror film. Like all the toys almost died. Do you remember this one?
Yeah, so that's when they all basically get sent to a preschool.
Yeah.
And then there's like this like the leader is like this big bear called like Mr. Fuzzy
he was a
or something.
monster.
And so they're like, oh, like these are nice toys, but then it ends up like getting weird. It's like a culty vibe or something. I don't know what happens, but I remember it getting like pretty dark at some point.
Is that 3 or 4?
I think that was 3 because 4 is when they introduce the little spork.
I don't think I saw that.
So I have not seen 4.
Okay,
and I know this
saw
because after I finished watching Toy Story, I was like scrolling to see, what are the other Toy Stories. So 3 is the one that you're talking about.
Okay.
Right, so 2 is when they introduced the cowgirl.
I like that one.
And that's the one with Newman from Seinfeld.
Yes.
And he's like a toy collector. The 3rd one is where they end up in the preschool. The 4th one, Andy's like a grown adult, and they end up being taken in by like a little girl.
Okay.
But then something happens where they get lost, and the little girl makes a toy out of like a spork. It's called like Forky or something.
Okay.
She puts eyes and arms on it. And so there's this whole thing about like, that's not even a real toy, da-da-da-da-da. But then they like get lost and they have to like reconnect with the fork because they want to get it back to the girl. I don't know. I saw the preview, but I've actually never seen Toy Story 4. So yeah, I stopped at 3 as well. 3 was a little heavy and I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna hang it up here.
But do you know what else?
What else?
There's a 5th one.
Yeah, there is a 5th one.
This 5th one slated for June 26th, and Conan O'Brien will voice a new character.
All right. Well, let's hope it's not like a spoon or a knife.
No, they're gonna switch it up.
No, yeah. Conan is gonna be in the new one, and Anna Faris, I believe, is also slated to be in it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, looking at the description, apparently they're now threatened by a new toy that's basically gonna have something to do with tech. So it's like, how do we compete? How do we compete with tech as like the toys that kids want to,
I don't know. I don't think you can.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, later for you, Woody.
So
is Woody still around? Is Woody in all of them?
Apparently, it's still Buzz, Woody, and Jessie.
Okay.
Which Jessie got introduced in part 2, and she's been a part of it ever since.
Jessie's girl.
But yeah, the premise from Pixar says the toys are back. And in Toy Story 5, this time around, it's toy meets tech. Buzz, Woody, Jessie, and the rest of the gang's jobs get exponentially harder when they go head-to-head with this all-new threat to playtime.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I want to check that out.
No, it'll be coming out in a year.
I guess I got to go back and power through 2, 3, and 4 so then I can get to 5.
Yeah, this would be good. All right, let's do our rewind ratings.
All right.
Shall we? You want to kick us off?
Yeah, I don't remember who went first last week. It's too hard to recall. Okay, Toy Story. I mean, this is just, like I said before, this is just, when this came out, you couldn't help but be like, what is this movie? What am I looking at? This is fantastic. And watching it back as an adult, it was still very entertaining. It's nice, an hour and 20 minutes, nice and short. It gets in, it gets out. You kind of feel for Woody. Like, although I was annoyed by him pushing Buzz over the edge, you kind of feel for him, feeling like he's being completely misplaced. And for me, one of the highlights is really just all of the jokes. Like, there were just so many lines in this movie that, like, you could spend a lot of time just going through the quotes. It was just really, they had a lot in there for the adult, for sure. That was fun to watch.
Bo Peep's entire character.
Well, yes. So that was fun. Also, watching Sid, I was like, there's something wrong with this kid, but also it was fun watching him get his due at the end with the toys. Would I watch this movie again? Yeah, for sure. Since I just saw it, it probably wouldn't be in the next couple of months, but would I throw it on again? For sure. Would I recommend you watch it with your kids? Sure. So for me, I'm giving it
or without your kids.
Yeah. For me, I'm giving it a 4. It's a good film.
Solid.
Yeah.
I think one of the running themes, obviously, of this podcast has just been like movies that haven't aged as well, or movies that we thought were cool at the time and now are like, oh, this is actually kind of cringe, or these jokes aren't as funny as we thought they used to be. But I feel like this movie has really held up. It is now 30 years old. And watching it now, obviously the tech is not as impressive as it was in 1995.
Right.
But it's still, I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's not like the Jumanji monkeys.
Right.
And we always keep coming back to the monkeys. But yeah, like, I feel like not only visually does it hold up, but I feel like the jokes are still funny. Like, the storyline's cool. You're still kind of like creeped out whenever you see Sid's bedroom. Mm-hmm. Like, everything still, like, it still hits all of the points that it wants to hit. The jokes are still good. The suspense is still pretty entertaining. And yeah, you're still rooting for them to get back to Andy at the end of the movie, even though you know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So for me, that's like the sign of a rewatchable movie, is like, even when I know how this ends, am I still invested in it when I watch it again? And I would say yes. And the fact that they're going to make 5 of these movies means obviously they felt like they had a good thing going. And they keep trying to recreate the magic. But for me, the first one is still the best, even though I haven't watched 4, but whatever. So yeah, I'm going to give this 4.5.
Strong.
Yeah, this is a really, really good movie. I really enjoy it. So yeah, tell us what you think your rewind rating for Toy Story is. You can reach out to us at rewindrewatch1990s at gmail.com. Mm-hmm. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on all of the places that have podcasts. Mm-hmm. And most importantly, we are also on Patreon. We have a bonus episodes that we put exclusive to our paid members. It is only a measly $5 a month.
Measly.
Which is like less than like a large cappuccino. So
I was thinking of Starbucks too. When you said that less than, I'm like, Starbucks? A Starbucks coffee?
Yeah, so it's less than a sandwich at Starbucks. It's less than walking into a Starbucks. It's only $5 a month. So, sign up for that. You'll get access to our chat where we engage directly with listeners and our bonus episodes where we cover episodes from the late 80s and early 2000s.
Yep.
Anything else to add here before we wrap up the Toy Story episode?
No.
Great. Thank you. Wonderful. All right. Any final words? You already said no.
No, final words like I'm watching 1 through 4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch up before this new one drops because I want to get all the inside jokes they may throw in there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, you've got a year. You've got a year to watch them all.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
And hopefully they're all this short because I love an hour-and-a-half movie. It's my new favorite thing.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. See you next week.
See you next week. Adios.
Later.